Okay, so let's look at this Instagram post of Meghan spontaneously erupting in dance with Harry on what seems to be their acreage, barefoot, as one does, with the videographer credit belonging to their 4-year-old daughter, Lilibet. Let's take a look at this. There's no music. Oh, there was music underneath. We had to remove it for licensing reasons. But they're just spontaneously dancing. He's turning her around.
This does give hostage video thanks to the black and white filter.
Now they're dancing, just shoved up against each other. They're so happy. I think, Kinsey, what we're meant to take from this is that despite 2025 being one of their, we can stop running it, you guys. It's insufferable to look at. Despite 2025 being one of their worst years ever, Harry had finally his long-awaited official royal summit with Charles, and that blew up in his face. Meghan, her podcast, her second iteration of her podcast was not renewed. Second version of her Netflix show, Netflix failed to renew. They have a quote-unquote first-look deal. And she ended the year with a bang by telling her father, who's begging for reconciliation with his leg freshly amputated in a hospital in the Philippines, we have not forgotten here at the Nerve that he can fuck off. This is going to be the year for them. Kinsey.
One of my biggest observations about Harry and Meghan's ineffective PR strategy is that they tend to focus on being reactive instead of proactive. And this is another example of Meghan Markle just clapping back. And if you look at some pro-Sussex outlets, they say that, like, oh, look at Meghan clapping back at the haters. There's been an increase in stories. I mean, they're tabloid stories, but there's been an increase in stories surrounding the status of their happily ever after. Is Harry missing the life he left behind? Is Meghan too focused on work? And those stories focused on tension in the home. You and I, we've said it a million times. Harry and Meghan are not getting divorced tomorrow, no. But are we old enough to remember when Charles and Diana faced similar whispers? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are. I mean, those stories circulated for months and years before we found out what was really going on behind the scenes, and it wasn't great. So I look at this and I see Meghan Markle lashing out at Radar's "Why Homesick Prince Harry is Done with His Life in the U.S. with Meghan" headline. And I think of the other headline, Meghan and Harry headed for 2026 divorce after argument. And I just think that this is her reacting to those types of headlines. She told Jamie Kern-Lima that she, during her 2025 tour, that she was tired of the prove it game. And that seems to be all we see from her.
There's part of that reel, and we'll show it. I think it really begins with, we see Harry in a distance, just standing there as usual, useless. He's just standing there waiting for something to happen. And then into the frame bounds Meghan Markle, barefoot. Like, they're both barefoot. It's gross. It's like they're both barefoot, like, because this is just so spontaneous. And like for no reason that we can see, she suddenly feels the need to run towards her husband of many years and leap into his arms and wrap her legs around him. And what strikes me is how unseemly and unroyal it looks. I understand that Charles and Camilla were not as thrilled with Catherine, Princess of Wales, issuing that video in which she was openly affectionate with William and the children in nature after she announced she was in remission or she had finished her course of chemotherapy, that they felt it was unroyal, that it was a little too touchy-feely, a little too intimate. But this video to me is just, as you say, it's what are you trying to prove? If you're that happy, why not just live your life behind closed doors?
It's a step up from twerking in a public space. So I will say I'm grateful that she's not squatting in it as much in that video. But yeah, it's, why are you so desperate? Let it go. Move on. It feels like she is in constant conflict with the media. And there's Harry in London this week literally in conflict with the media, suing a media entity with his good friend Elton John, which, by the way, I'm hoping that you take him to town. Did you know that Elton John sued the UK media about a story about his husband cheating on him? Something about olive oils involved. I think it's a three-way. But UK media is legally not allowed to talk about this story ever.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the libel laws are so much different in the UK. They are so much stricter. I mean, to your point, Harry well, first, before we get to this, I just want to show something else because according to Meghan, Lily, who is 4 years old, took that video.
Hmm.
Now, that video seems remarkably professional to me. Like there's no wandering around. The camera isn't shaking or moving or losing focus. We don't even hear like a 4-year-old's giggling. Trust me, if there were, we would hear it because it would prove that she's got a happy kid and she's a good mom. So she's always trying to sort of sell this version of domesticity that never ever really seems logical or rational or like the person we know. What 4-year-old is shooting a video like that? You know, and then finally, not finally, but we see a close-up of Archie's, the back of his head, feeding a rhino where we don't know. But why are we seeing this? I mean, again, I thought we were not supposed to see the children at all. And like you and I have been saying ever since they moved here, as every successive business venture has tanked, Meghan is inching up closer and closer to revealing the faces of these children.
Well, they just unloaded their charity that they had created about protecting children online off to another charity.
Were they pushed out? Were they like actually pushed out?
I truly think that they were.
When was the last time you truly trusted the seafood that you brought home? The nutrition, the taste, the sustainability. Introducing Wild Alaskan Company. Their seafood is 100% wild caught, never farmed, which means no antibiotics, GMOs, or additives, just clean, nutrient-rich fish that supports healthy oceans and fishing communities. Wild Alaskan Company delivers perfectly portioned, wild-caught seafood straight to your door. The fish is frozen right off the boat to lock in flavor, texture, and nutrients like omega-3s. Every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and their flexible membership includes expert tips and feel-good seafood. My personal favorite is the wild sockeye salmon. It's rich, buttery, and incredibly fresh. And the best part, you can try it risk-free. If you're not completely satisfied with your first box, Wild Alaskan Company offers a 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked, just high-quality seafood that you can feel good about. Not all fish are the same. Get seafood you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/nerve for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/nerve for $35 off your first order. And thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode.